welcome back, you beautiful fucks. It's me, Danny, and I have been sick. Not that it's really interrupted my schedule. Usually my videos are made in advance, but I posted that I wanted to talk about some of the things that happened in the past week when it comes to kaiju, giant monsters, because a lot has happened, and I wanted to share my opinions, and I'm falling behind here. Can't be doing that. So this is going to be a special. I don't normally upload on Mondays. If this does go out on Monday or whenever this goes out, I usually do Thursdays and Fridays. But here's a special occasion because I already have videos planned for Thursday and Friday. But we're going to talk about -1, the trailer, Gamera Rebirth, because I finished it finally, which only took like 2 days. I don't know why. For me, that's a long time. I don't binge shows. I don't actually do none of that. I'm I guess different like that. So I make exceptions when it's content like Gamera, Godzilla, Kong. That's the only time. And this other series that we're going to be talking about, Monarch Legacy of Monsters, because that trailer just dropped too. Although I don't think I can binge that one. That's going to be a week to week, which is maybe even worse because I'll be impatient. But we're going to talk about that, and by we I mean me, and give my thoughts. That way you guys know where I stand politically. And this is the most political I'm going to get. Just kidding. This is not going to be political at all. Do not click off the video. I'm sorry. I'm kidding. Anyway. So let's talk about -1. That was the first thing that happened. The first thing to hit us with that trailer finally. That full trailer. And let me get the negative out of the way. I've seen people say it's the greatest Godzilla trailer they've ever seen. And I disagree. That's the only negative I have. Outside of that, I thought the trailer was still very good. Made me very excited for this movie. I love, and this probably has been said before, but I share this opinion. I love that we have the Monsterverse, which is adopting that kind of Showa era goofiness, with Godzilla being kind of like the hero, maybe a little bit of an anti-hero at times, but still just being goofy. And then you have Toho back in Japan. They're doing the more grounded, serious, maybe even a little horrific version of Godzilla. I like that. It's a good balance, and this movie looks really good. Oh god, don't burp. It was a little burp, it's okay. Excuse me. But I like that. Like, it's so Shin Godzilla, I remember, won some awards. I think they won like Best Picture in Japan, and I feel like this movie's still kind of, I don't know if you call it like Oscar bait. I don't like that term, but you know what I mean. It looks like it's trying to be more serious, more sophisticated. I think it's a better way to say it. So we'll see if it wins awards. That'd be great, because it looks depressing. You know, another opinion I share with people is I don't think there's gonna be a happy ending. I think this movie's gonna end pretty sadly. But you know, again, it's good to have that balance of like the Monsterverse goofy happy ending sort of, and then this, which would probably crush our spirits. But yeah, it just looks really good. I cannot wait. I'm really happy that we're just getting spoiled with a whole bunch of giant monster stuff this year, and then including next year as well. So cannot wait for this one. Comes out the month of my birthday too, December 1st. So cannot wait. Next we have Gamera Rebirth. Now we've been waiting for this for a while. And what am I going to say here? This is unscripted. I'm sorry. Yeah. So it's always funny looking back at Gamera, because although Godzilla's the more popular one, obviously, there are times that Gamera, let's face it, does it better. Like the Heisei era. Gamera did 3 films, and that trilogy's pretty far up there compared to the Godzilla Heisei series. Just saying, you know, you might disagree. Nothing wrong with the Heisei Godzilla movies. They have some of the greatest monsters, greatest villains introduced into the series, in my opinion. But in terms of just quality, Gamera, those 3 films, knocked it out of the park. They are just good movies by themselves, and they're just fantastic kaiju movies. And the reason why I bring this up is because, again, here comes Gamera doing something better than what Godzilla has done, which is Netflix anime, or just anime in general. Because this definitely is, I mean, not that the bar was set high with the Godzilla anime trilogy, you know, but this is definitely much better. Gamera Rebirth is way better than that. And then Singular Point, that was a unique spin. I really do appreciate that because of how different it was, and that's why I like Toho. Again, they're kind of doing their own thing, trying to keep the franchise fresh, but sometimes it just doesn't stick. And Singular Point, in my opinion, was okay at best. It was way too confusing, but even some of the action parts, again, it's okay at best. I still like to see that stuff, though. Anyway, though, Gamera Rebirth is still better than that. What I really like about Gamera, this felt like we have gone so long without new Gamera shit that these episodes felt like mini movies, like mini Gamera movies, bringing back some old monsters, and they really did. They were very entertaining. I don't know if I'd say they were for kids. Like, I guess this is like one thing. Like, the tone is very weird for me. Like, one moment it seems like, oh, this is like a kid-friendly show, and then the next scene, the kids are like, fuck, and it's like, holy shit, maybe it's not for kids. But, you know, for me it was entertaining, so who cares about the kids? But yeah, I really loved it. The new designs of the kaiju are fantastic. Everyone's like going crazy for Guron, Virus. See, I'm trying to remember. They said the names of these kaijus in the movie or in the show, so they're a little bit more fresh in my head. But now that I'm recording, it's slipping my mind. But the designs of these kaiju are great. At the end, though, spoiler alert: if you haven't seen it, get ready. Here it comes. All right. So in the final episode, when you have that mutated Gauss, I dubbed it Super Gauss. I don't know if that's a thing, but that's what I'm calling it, because it was Gauss, but like looked pretty intense, pretty hyped up, pretty super. So that's what I would say. Anyway, just a fantastic series. I really did enjoy it. I hope they do more. We'll see. I don't know how popular it was, because again, it's Gamera. I really hope it is, because Gamera deserves so much. Like, he's big in the kaiju, but outside of that, he's kind of not that big, and I really hope the show gets some kind of audience big enough to get another season of this, even if it's like, it doesn't need to be live action, it can just be anime again. But it was a great treat. Glad to see Gamera back. Hopefully we continue to see him come back again. They kind of tease a little bit of that at the end, so hopefully we'll get more. But I was very pleased with Gamera. Really good. Alright, now for the final topic. That is Monarch Legacy of Monsters. Finally, kind of coincidental that the day Gamera comes out on Netflix, Apple and Legendary drop a tease for the trailer for Legacy of Monsters, and then the next day, which was Friday, they dropped the Legacy of Monsters trailer. Which right now, I kind of get curious. I go on like Apple TV's like social media pages on Twitter and Facebook, and I just kind of scroll through to see like, all right, this is how many likes and reactions that the Legacy of Monsters, Monarch show, so many likes it has compared to everything else. And right now, I didn't go that far down, but I went pretty far down. And I think it's going to be their biggest show. Like, because I know Apple TV is not the most popular. It's probably one of the least popular streaming services. But this definitely, I know, probably is making them happy, because it's drawing a lot of attention. So, and it looks really good. If you are a fan of that tone of the 2014 movie, you're really going to like this. It sticks to that, which I'm happy with. Again, going back to balance. The MonsterVerse is getting goofier, and we kind of heard that the new Empire is going to be really goofy, while this is looking to probably stick to something a little bit more grounded, because it does take place around the 2014 movie and earlier on in the 50s. So I'm happy. It looks really good. I cannot wait for this. I don't care how much I have to pay for Apple TV, unless it's like $100 a month, then we have a problem. But I'm getting this because it's going to be great. And I think, I've heard some people say it goes till January. I don't know how many episodes it is. I don't know how long the episodes are, but it just looks fantastic. I'm really hoping it does what the Skull Island anime should have did, which is world build. Add more lore, answer some questions, and really flesh out this universe. The problem I had with the Skull Island animated series was it was just another ending. People end up on that island and they want to get off, and then there's monsters. It's like it didn't really do too much for Skull Island, in my opinion. You may disagree, that's fine, but it was just there. It doesn't really affect the broader universe. There were some cool things in there, some cool monsters and all, but Skull Island, I feel like, is not being done very well in the Monsterverse. And again, you may disagree, and that's okay. It's not being done terrible, but it's not at its full potential. And that anime series did not do well. That Monarch series, though, we're going to get, I'm really hoping, they might take place on Skull Island. It does look like it, because John Goodman's there, and his part clearly takes place on Skull Island. So I'm really hoping maybe there they'll flesh it out some more. And then other Titans that we've seen, like Behemoth and Scylla and Methuselah and whatever other ones are out there. Barney. I just slipped up that joke. Way to go, Danny. You know what I mean. Tiamat from the comics. I want to see more of these guys. Just flesh them out a bit, because don't leave them. We have 17 monsters out there dormant, maybe, and counting. That's what Serizawa said in King of the Monsters. Like, we want to see those, but flesh out your universe, okay? That's all I ask. But that show looks fantastic. I'm excited for it. One thing I want to say, though, and this is aimed at the Godzilla community, the kaiju fan community. I love you guys, but we got to stop with the terrible theories. And what I mean by that, and I say this with love, I say this with the utmost respect, sort of, but you guys are pissing me off. And what I mean is, so in the Monarch trailer, you see this creature fly over our heads through these trees. You guys know what I'm talking about, like bat-looking creature. And there's some great theories out there. Some people think, oh, it could be Camazotz. Maybe it could be Baphomet or whatever that another Titan that we have not seen yet, but has been named or mentioned. So those are some great theories. What's not great theories, though, and I'm tired of seeing this, is people will look at that creature and you get not the most detail, but you see at least its body, a good outline of its body, and it has this long tail, it has feet in the back, it has these special, these special wings, and it has horns, and people are still like, oh, is that Rodan? Look at it. Does it look like Rodan? No, it does not. I feel like people in this community see a monster with wings and disregard any other feature on its body and immediately think, oh, it's Rodan. Like, we have been doing this since the 2014 trailers dropped. And we saw the flying Muto flying down and it takes out like one of the battleships in the 2014 movie. You know what I'm talking about. It's one of the trailers. People thought that was Rodan back in the day. That I could let slide because that was back in 2014. This is different though. We've seen Rodan in the Monsterverse. We know what Rodan looks like. That creature in the Monarch trailer did not look like Rodan. So stop saying it looks like Rodan or is that Rodan. You know it's not. Look at it. Then I've seen other people say, is that Shinomura, whatever, from the Godzilla Awakening, which at this point, depending what happens in this series, we don't even know if that Awakening is going to stay canon anymore, because from the get-go, that comic already had kind of some loose, or some pretty bad plot holes, apparently, and depending what happens in this TV show, it could just make it even more loose canon, so, but the creature, the Shinomura, I don't even know if I'm saying that right. I'm sorry. I'm going to blame it on my sickness, even though it's just me being stupid. But some people think, oh, is that it? And again, it just doesn't look at it how it looks in the comic and look at it on screen. It's not like, oh, well, maybe it's, they drew it differently. No, it clearly does not look like that. Unless it's going to age poorly and they, redesign it for the show. But no, I don't think that's the Shinomura, whatever. I think that's a different creature. But enough ranting. I'm still excited for the show. I know a lot of you guys are. So we've been blessed because -1 trailer, really good. Got me hyped. That movie's going to be fantastic. I cannot wait. I even have friends who aren't even really into Godzilla. They're excited for it too. So that's going to be fun. Gamera Rebirth, fantastic, well worth the wait, really good job. Hope to see more. And Monarch Legacy of Monsters, I'm hyped for that too. It's going to be a good end of the year for us, leading into the new Empire, which is going to blow our minds when Kong comes out with 2 bionicle arms and looks like Dr. Octopus. No, I'm just kidding. That's not what's going to happen. I hope not. That'd be a little too much. Anyway, guys, that's it for today's video. Like I said, I'll be back on Thursday with an unboxing, and then Friday with, I think, another Halo video. So, I'll see you all then. I hope you all take care, and, well, I get to see you all next time. I already said that.